more money to split between the two of you. So it's certainly no chump change for winning this game. But we're going to hop in right now. 100 Trees, Barren Mountain. It's lower bracket, so loser leaves, and the winner has a match with Lil Step Bros.
Yeah, grand final is waiting in the wings. A best of 7 is that one as well. This is our final best of 5 in early doors. It is Barren Mountain starting off so strong. First killer had to make a huge save early. Magic Bear, he's cooking something up. Still with a reset. He's delaying it. First killer insta challenge, and it just feels like as this series wears on, as we lose more and more teams throughout this tournament, the gameplay, the level of gameplay is just increasing tenfold.
Yeah, we saw the pre-jump by First Killer. I mean, we got instantly into a situation where what Coconut talked about was maybe going to happen, where he was dribbling and Kronovi had an opportunity to challenge. But they obviously, talking about comms, must have talked about the pre-jump because First Killer was up. Coconut just couldn't quite place it on him, and then now Crow is going to sneak one right through him for the first goal.
Yeah, you can't teach this. Look at the placement off the side post as well. It was perfect. Coconut and First Killer just finding that gap in between them. Neither could get there in time, and well, Kronovi, as we said, you can bring new mechanics in, but you just cannot teach basic fundamentals, and that's what Kronovi has in spades. That positioning, that shot, as Magic Bear makes a great save.
Kronovi right now trying to clear this out. We saw in the previous matchup with free agents, the field domination was more than we've seen from anybody, which I think meant that 100 Trees spent all their time in the blue half, and they're trying to convert on this one. What a flick. I think especially with the slow-mo, it just really accentuated the launch, but he's going to protect the ball and allow it to drop in to tie the game.
Yeah, the fake coming through as well, and I think there's just... Correct me if I'm wrong, Fear, because you do a lot of 1v1s yourself, and you are a bit of a Daniel fan, but I feel like the better the player, the more respect they get, which in turn means that they get more time on the ball, which is counterproductive if you're trying to defend these players. Do you agree with that? They get so much space and respect.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely. And when you're a guy like First Killer or you're a guy like Daniel, then you get to load into the lobby immediately with the respect, which is incredibly beneficial. But it happens a lot, especially in ones. You know, even with someone you don't know, they earn it with a couple of nice shots, and then all of a sudden everything's easier for them. But yeah, First Killer is a guy who has done his long work with that way before this game even started, so he's going to have people giving him that respect right away.
Yeah, he's just got that presence about him on the pitch, and here's Kronovi. What a fantastic dunk. Coconut, he said that Kronovi was going to be fast. He was going to challenge, but he still wasn't ready for it. So perhaps needs to, you know, listen to his own words of wisdom, as they do get the lead again here, Barren Mountain.
Magic Bear a little caught up in the corner there. I think you could have had a clean recovery. Might have had to be stolen from Kronovi. He's going to tap down to First Killer. He's looking to try and bump him in order to throw off his ability to take this ball out of the orange half. And like I said before, probably a lot more time spent here in this orange half than they were used to with that previous game. No one there to follow that one up as Coconut looks to clear. Kronovi trying to play it, you know, not like Coconut said he would. He's playing it much more passively. And now he's got himself an air dribble. First Killer only barely affects it. So now, little trash talk. It's Kronovi versus Coconut, but no, First Killer, he has missed the first challenge, but he's back to stop it still.
Massive miss from Magic Bear as well. You don't often see that, and that should be a goal. No, Kronovi's done well to get back in time. And as you said, there's been a bit of mental warfare in that interview after the last series, but I'm not sure. I think Coconut might be inside his own head, if anyone's. Kronovi does get demoed by that man we were just talking about. The pass infield straight to Magic Bear. However, he's got boost to work with. He's got 100. It's First Killer. He's going to try and take it high, get the dunk. There's Kronovi. Ball falls straight to Coconut. As First Killer's going for bumps on that man. Touch goes across. Kronovi's still there. No boost now for Coconut. Crow steals it as well. Can he get a pass down? Maybe off the ceiling. First Killer's in trouble. Locked out. Where is Magic Bear? There he is. Comes through. Coconut still so low. Just trying to get a clear downfield. Finds First Killer, but Kronovi cuts it off in time.
Kronovi and Magic Bear trying to get a team play going here. The shot is strong, but it's so far out from the net that it's not going to be an issue to make a save. And they took Coconut off the field, but they forgot about First Killer. As First Killer gets it over Magic Bear. Magic Bear doing his job. He's just trying to get First Killer to have to release the ball, and Kronovi's there to clean it up. This pass is slightly ahead of Kronovi, and the 50 in the corner will pinch right back out. These guys are just boomer ball back and forth as Coconut gives the ball to Magic Bear, and Kronovi trying to make something happen, but right now they're almost not able to catch up with the ball.
worst case scenario, leaving first killer. Just so much time off the sidewall. Perfect read. He just, whenever he gets space, you just feel like he's going to do something with it. And he just waited, had all the time in the world to set this one up. He even got a reset on the ball. Magic Bear had to pre-jump the shot. Couldn't get a touch. Tie ball game, 100 trees bouncing back.
As a defender, you know that you can't let first killer ever have space. But the reality of it is, if it's played right, there are going to be moments where you're forced to have to try and stop him. That was one of those times, and didn't go well for Baron Mountain. This shot, though, should be easily saved. Kronovi actually didn't do the best job ever. I think he could have corralled this into the corner, but he didn't get around the ball like he needed to. Instead, he taps it right up to the backboard, and that is going to be a coconut finish every day of the week.
Yeah, definitely could have done a little bit better there, but it was just the speed on the shot from first killer. I just worried Crow at the last second, thought he'd play it safe and get that one up, but just meant it was a pass in the end straight to Coconut, who did have a great finish. Magic Bear couldn't get the save, but now they get the lead, 100 trees, after being down 2-1. Magic Bear gets a good touch, but again, this is just giving free ball to first killer, who just floats it on net. Kronovi has to parry to the side. They're going to lose boost and ball because of that one, as they're opting now to just play a little bit more passive, but that could have been a mistake. Coconut helps our first killer, who couldn't get the touch. 20 seconds now. Coconut trying to ice this one. First killer throws it. That could be a massive mistake. It's over to Magic Bear. What can he do? Just throws it on net, but that's not going to work out. Coconut. Great rotation.
Yeah, really fortunate. Oh, Kronovi just a little bit underneath. But first killer's touch had left Coconut pretty low and having to defend by himself. But the other team could not corral it in time, and now they do not need to shoot this. So yeah, first killer will just cut it back and roll it towards his half to secure the game. So really down to the wire there in this one, but they're able to hold off Baron Mountain.
And you see at this stage of the tournament as well, there's really no weak link on either side. Kronovi again grabbing some more score than Magic Bear, which was a trend from the last series. You need to see Magic Bear really come online there. First killer, as you know, he's always grabbing an MVP if they're winning, almost 900 points. But Coconut stepping up, which is what you want to see from 100 trees, and a massive reason as to why they got the win. 11 shots apiece, but just a couple more saves on the side of 100 trees. Some better defense, and that they were able to get that game number one.
Yeah, Coconut 4 saves. Wasn't able to assist either of the goals, but you know, if you can manufacture a way to get first killer in ISO situation, you know, that feels like an assist. It might not be, but as Coconut, like you talked about before, he knows that that's the goal for his team. He did that at least, you know, a couple times this time around and got a goal himself. The field domination is back to normal. You know, maybe it was really more just the free agents and how they playing so passive, but it actually was Baron Mountain who were, you know, putting the ball pressure on 100 trees. It just fell the 100 trees' favor.
Yeah, it's a simple game, as you said, for Coconut. It's just give first killer the ball and try and create room. We saw that really go-ahead goal, that winning goal off the sidewall, the double touch. You just give him a little bit of space, give him an inch, he'll take a mile, and he does it time and time again, first killer. That's why he's one of the best players in the world. And honestly, you know, the problem with these new players, Fear, is that I just don't know if they're ever going to be washed. You know, you look at first killer, you look at Daniel, whereas, you know, all the players of old have, you know, they lose the mechanics, but not Magic Bear, this man. The Bear is starting to cook. He has to if Baron Mountain want to take this series. That's a great start.
Yeah, first killer looked like he got a demo in the corner. Maybe got a bit lost, forgetting that he had to make a play on Magic Bear as well. But I think to your point about whether or not these players will ever get washed, I think as the earlier a pro starts, it seems like maybe the longevity they can have. I don't know if I know that's the answer, but, you know, first killer's been playing since forever, so maybe that helps. But hey, you know, maybe it doesn't, because Magic Bear is just going to chase him down here in the corner. Kronovi taps one, and first killer, by all means, you know, isn't really contested here, but he gets one soft touch and doesn't realize that he left open a window for Magic to dunk it in for a second.
Yeah, that's a touch that first killer would want to take back. Should have probably just first touched that one to the corner, try to control it, and in the end, it was just a little bit heavy. Baron Mountain getting the lead early, but they had this last game. They were in the lead for half of it until 100 trees. First killer really popped off, but he's been beaten for free, and there's another goal. An awesome game 2 start here for Baron Mountain. 100 trees have given them 3 goals in 38 seconds.
Wow, nice play by Magic Bear. We talked about the comms, and we talked, you know, generally about the mental. to me, this is a mental testing moment for 100 trees. Can they keep the vibes good? Down 3, under a minute. You know, a team that maybe doesn't have, you know, their head on straight can let this spiral into something terrible. But Coconut, if he could pop off right here, ooh, he could definitely bring him back.
Coconut just keeps pulling out these solid plays. That's a fantastic pass. Surely Coconut, no, he's so flat-footed, just no power on that one. But first killer's still here. They're lurking. He wants to opt for that mid boost instead. Gets the 50. Kronovi does well. First killer says, I'll have that one, Coconut. You are the creator. Gets the 50. Kronovi's in trouble, but gets a great clearance. Might be able to work this one down the other end. Is first killer going to get back in time? Kronovi just goes for the double. That's sensational. The speed, the precision, and the smarts.
He's got first killer rotating back at full speed, so he knows that he is not going to be able to adjust to any sort of mix-up on the shot. He was prepared for an immediate shot on net. That's not what Kronovi gives him. He gives him a pass off the back wall and lets first killer fly by. But all that kind of started, Coconut maybe getting a little, you know, antsy for a goal and getting a bit over-aggressive that led to the counterattack. So, you know, is that we'll tell you what. First killer doing something like this can bring you right back.
No, it's never over when first killer's on the team. Goes ceiling, then fakes the extra touch, goes low, which means Kronovi is in the wrong spot. He's high waiting for that second one, dunks it underneath, just finds the perfect angle and really manipulates Kronovi into the dunk. I mean, there's just so many levels to that play alone as Coconut almost gets another one off the kickoff, but Kronovi's going to steal an open net. Fantastic play from Magic Bear. And they get one back.
It does look like Magic Bear is trying to intentionally lose. We're not going to see on the replay, but he seems to get really wide on the ball, which you usually are not doing on accident when you're a guy like Magic Bear. So he loses it back to Kronovi, and the passing play shortly after gets them a goal. So it's fair to say that they might be trying to do that on purpose. This time around, Crow's going to push straight through the ball and get it into the orange half. Everything seems to be going their way, and a lot of that is courtesy of the way Magic Bear has been playing. And that's what we saw the last time we had him on the mainstream. When Magic Bear was popping off, they were untouchable.
Yeah, didn't quite get the reset there, but I mean, the problem is he fades in and out of tournaments. His first killer almost gets a touch. And, you know, just getting back to that Magic Bear point, he can just pop off. He can do numbers. He's already had the hat trick in 30 seconds this game, but there's some other games where he's a little bit quieter than he'd like. So you can just see that consistency, that pop-off consistency from Magic Bear. This side can absolutely take down 100 trees here in this lower bracket final. Having said that, first killer is on the other side, who is one of the 85,000 free agents here in the off-season. Feels like there's no one safe or still on the team.
Kronovi, he's got both defenders up. When you can get up this much early in a game, it almost feels like you could get lulled into sleep just waiting for the clock to wind down, feeling like you already have the win. So that's the danger for Magic Bear and Kronovi, but they've seemed to handle it well so far. And a lot of that probably has to do with the fact they're talking about Kronovi just diving in. He doesn't care what the score is. He's just going to keep turning on the ball. Magic Bear, a nice win. Is this ball going to fall? In time, he actually went over the top of it because he didn't have the read as it rolled off the back wall. So it could be a 6-1 affair, but now instead, it's first killer the other way against Crow. He has the reset, and the 50 leaves it for Coconut, who can tap it down and in for a second goal.
Yeah, deft touch just works it behind Magic Bear, who panicked as soon as he got behind him, had to pre-jump and just finds that extra angle. The hitbox is working wonders here. The Porsche 911 Turbo rocking the Dominus hitbox, just a little bit extra length. And sometimes you can get those touches.
And something that I think we haven't mentioned, but Coconut, as I understand it, is a Dominus main. You know, he's a Dominus main. Maybe he's about to start being a Porsche 911 Turbo main.
He's comfortable.
It maybe plays into his experience.
Yeah, there might be a bit in that. Is almost another goal for 100 trees. Gee, if they get one more soon. I'm starting to think about the comeback. But here's Kronovi, solo play of his own. Less resets than a first killer in the air, but still trying to take the direct approach as Kronovi again fires one on Coconut. This is going to test his defense big time. Gets a good touch. And the follow-up as well. Well done. Magic Bear so deep. And now it's first killer one-on-one. Insta pop. Throws it on net. Magic Bear pre-jumps. Gets that one to the side. Coming down to a minute left now. 3 goals required. And, well, let's almost make that 4. Magic Bear misses the open. But still, Bear Mountain in full control of this game number 2.
Kronovi not backing down. Still going for doubles off the ceiling in the final minute in an attempt to run the score up even more. Magic Bear is going to get a demo here. So with 50 seconds left to go, Kronovi's trying to sweep around the net and make it easier on Magic. He's been looking for pogos all day, and I want to see one. I don't know if one has happened off our stream, but he is live if you want to watch from his perspective, because he is going crazy, and I don't want to miss a pogo.
Yet to grab one on the mainstream, but so close there. Another goal on the board. Great pass from Kronovi, using the ceiling to his advantage, and he almost got that pogo goal. I think his problem there, he accidentally jumped off the ceiling and just lost his flip, but I'm not sure the 100 Trees knew that. Almost still getting the goal regardless, but 4-goal lead now, 30 seconds left. A great response in game 2 here from Bear and Mountain. This is perhaps what we didn't see off stream in the previous time these two met. The Bear and Mountain did win in game 5, sending 100 Trees to the lower bracket, but here we are, both down here in the lower final. The rematch, and it's as close as it looked to be in the upper bracket.
Yeah, Magic Bear, at least late here, has kind of just been testing first killer, surprisingly. He's been doing a lot of backing off. I think we saw at least a couple moments where he was, almost just left crow completely and said, I'm going to wait in net, which in general is usually not a good idea to test first killer. Say, I dare you to be able to put a shot I can't save, but it worked out this game. Is it going to work out right now? Yeah, it is, because it's going to fall a little bit short. But Bear and Mountain, I think if you look at just game differential between them, they are still probably down to 100 Trees. I think 100 Trees had a better win than they did. They had a close one, but goal differential might be fairly equal with wins like this.
And there's a difference right there. Magic Bear, 4 goals this time and 900, almost 1,000 score. And really, it almost swung the other way. The weird stat that I find, Fear, I'm not sure if you're taking note of this one as much as I love, but field domination. One, because I love the word domination. I feel like that really, it's very aggressive. But it actually swung the other way. That time it was 100 Trees with the field domination, but losing the game. Whereas previously in the first game, it actually was Bear and Mountain that had the field domination, but lost. So is this like a game of counterattacks almost? You don't want to have that offensive pressure.
I think in the case of 2v2, it's probably that a lot. A lot of the 2v2 game is trying to make sure that you can make safe attacks when you only have 2 players to work with. Oftentimes, any sort of play is a kind of all-in play, unless you're just letting first killer do everything by himself, which they do a lot. But if you're going to try and help, then everything is, in the back of your head, you're having to play it as safe as possible. You have nobody to help you. So it doesn't necessarily surprise me too much that a team that maybe has less field domination could get the win, but for the most part it's fairly equal. The 100 Trees team definitely seems to want to push forward, so you'd think because they had that last game, they might have felt more natural. I think it was a couple finishes from first killer. The reality is normally he is otherworldly, and we've come to a point to expect that out of him. He put on a couple shots that were great but not otherworldly, so Magic Bear was able to save him, and those are going to be the edge if he finds that groove again.
Yeah, I feel like twos is interesting, isn't it? Because you are more susceptible for counterattacks. You just don't have that third man. So that's an interesting stat, the old field domination. It can be misleading. You sometimes want to almost give your opponents more of a chance up front, because it can leave them susceptible to those counters down the other end. But here we go. That's a great pass over to Coconut. Might be able to get the shot off. No, Magic Bear dives across. First killer keeping that ball in, or should I say leaving it, so he can grab some boost. Magic Bear on the ball now. He was cooking last game. What's he got here? Coconut this time. Opts for the insta challenge, which is going to be able to help out first killer. He throws it a little bit wide. Kronovi recognizes it, but sometimes the fingers don't quite, just don't quite jump in time.
Well, they're going to need the jump in time with first killer in the air, who is air rolling for a first touch resets, and Magic Bear meets him, and then Crow just about equally meets Coconut as this ball has come to a complete stop, and the pinch is directly in. Kronovi actually probably needed the bump first killer. He's going to do it now. I think it might have been in either way, but he recognizes that that ball is already on target, and all it's going to take is a demo for a goal.
Yeah, I think Magic Bear just got sucked, or should I say Coconut just got sucked in there in the corner. You don't want to be 50ing that ball. It can pinch anywhere. This time it went straight into 100 Trees net. Bear and Mountain with the first goal again. These guys in the fake kickoff coming through, but they've been dunked. This is going to go very poorly. No, Magic Bear does get back in time. Coconut couldn't get the redirect. First killer, by a little bit of time, had to turn. Didn't want to face that 2-on-1. Pass across Coconut. That's a fantastic play. Back post rotation Coconut, and he finishes well. Yeah,
the team play is what's going to beat out Magic, who is being very, very passive. He is setting up in defense right now, prepping for First Killer's take. He knows that First Killer can be threatening, and as long as he's ready to make the save on his shot, then he's fine. So what do 100 Trees do? They start to use Coconut, and instead of First Killer taking that shot, the one Magic's prepping for, he has a much, much harder time trying to stop Coconut's follow-up. And I tell you what, if Magic Bear is not in nets, maybe First Killer can just flick over the top and get a solo goal.
Just no boost, couldn't grab the corner, and it meant he could not get up to this one in time. If he just grabbed the 100, but it didn't come up in the corner. And First Killer, a fantastic flick, grabbing the lead again. 2-goal swing instantly after Baron Mountain opening up. Could it be 3? Coconut just throws it straight on net. Kronovi can't get there. 3 goals in a matter of moments.
The kickoffs, this one is no crazy strategies. Coconut, though, has been cheating up, certainly a lot closer than Kronovi. And Kronovi finds himself in no man's land, where he didn't go back and play full defensively, where he grabbed boost and was ready for a follow-up, and he didn't chase down to where he could maybe make a challenge on Coconut right away. And Magic Bear, unfortunately, helped set up that ball for Coconut with his kickoff strategy. Now Magic Bear, can he swing around and shoot this? I thought maybe a fake, because Coconut would have been flying back with no other choice. But Magic Bear does just try and put it on target, and they're just going to put on a barrage and eventually break through.
Yeah, they wore down 100 Trees ever since it was right in front of their net. They were both committing. First Killer's coming off the side ball inside his own net. Coconut dove, but fantastic placement from Magic Bear. Putting it in behind Coconut. They get one back. There's still a lot of time, but it's really been a goal-scoring fest here in game number 3.
This kickoff goes definitely in favor of 100 Trees, whether they meant to or not, losing it directly to First Killer, who's going to force Baron Mountain into defense right away. Magic Bear is not the kind of catch he wants. I bet he either wants on top of his car a little bit more bounce, but he fully kills it. That makes the defender's read a lot easier, so he'll challenge, force the ball back to the blue corner. We saw a mistaken pinch from Coconut earlier. This time, he's just going to bail out as Kronovi gets a bunch of separation on his reset, which means it's possible for the opposition to trace it down. So First Killer, he is reversing as he wants to set up a dribble. He's trying to escape. He's got both Bear and Mountain on the retreat.
His First Killer, though, pops it across. No, Magic Bear, he's ready for that one. Kronovi flying up. That'll give him the ball for free and gets around Coconut as well. First Killer right there, though. It's a smart play from Coconut. He's looking for bumps. He's grabbing boost. Magic Bear throws it downfield, but 100 Tree should have possession and boost control. And there he is, though, Kronovi, what Coconut warned everyone about. Throwing himself forward, grabbing the boost. Working it across. He is just, I feel like he's on that racetrack, Mac, where he's just running it across, playing his own game. He sweeps around and grabs every single boost he can find. Magic Bear, great touch. However, they need a goal. 2 minutes left. And the Tree's happy to play defense, happy to play that counter-attack style we spoke about in between the games, but that one's going to be straight on net. Magic Bear, he caught 100 Trees napping, and he's tied it up.
First Killer on the dribble gets dunked by Kronovi. What Coconut probably needs to do is make a bit more of a controlling touch. I don't know if he's dreaming of a world where he gets to pass that to First Killer, who is ahead of the play, but there is a defender in the way, so Coconut's touch ends up just being a direct pass. And now we're locked up not only in games, but in score here in game number 3. Just under 2 minutes to separate these two.
Not long at all, but there's certainly a lot of time now for Baron Mountain to take this potential win. They don't need a goal anymore. They can get back to playing their game. No reason to get too aggressive, but First Killer trying to work it through. Coconut this time has the positioning to track back. This gives First Killer time on the other side to grab boost. Magic Bear's pre-jumped. He's waited in the wings. He's going to get one, going to get two. First Killer fakes it out and pops it over Kronovi, but Crow gets the bump. Coconut's underneath it. Magic Bear has to play passive, waiting for Crow to get back. This is perfect twos play from both sides. Magic Bear's up, has a reset, goes hard, but no boost to follow. Kronovi, can he get a shot on net? Huge dunk from First Killer. Magic Bear gets back, however. End-to-end Rocket League. The other side can be separated, but that's a poor touch from Magic Bear, and Coconut finds the angle.
Coconut punishing Magic Bear here. He used up all his boost on that attack. He didn't have a ton left, and apparently he needed to get a bit more in order to get the perfect touch to the corner. I'm sure that's not what he wanted from that clear to try and control the ball. And Coconut was asked to step up. You know, that's an opportunity that he really does need to put away for his squad, and he does not disappoint. Now he's trying to go for another clip. We saw him pop off in the previous series, but he doesn't need to now. 50 seconds, and it's First Killer and Coconut in the offensive half, and with the lead, trying to pin Bear and Mountain to their back wall. They're not going to be scoring if they're stuck down here, as First Killer is going to have a free opportunity. He booms the ball to the top of the arena. It's going to fall straight down. It's going to have a hard time making it all the way down to the net when it's glued to the wall. So Magic Bear able to clear it away. But still, First Killer, he just gave Crow a free ball. But they've done such a good job of starving them out at this point that even though they had a nice possession, they have nothing really to make out of it.
Took game number 1. They're on the brink of taking game number 3 as well here. 100 Trees, what can Kenobi do? He had some magic in the previous series. First Killer, though, has just walked around Magic Bear. That's going to be game number 3. All over for 100 Trees. I'll take the 2-1 lead in the series and move on to match point. If they win one more fear, they are straight through to the grand final. And Bear and Mountain now have to respond.
Yeah, 100 Trees and Little Step Bros, the group stage would suggest that that was the appropriate grand final. It was Bear and Mountain who have been trying to throw a wrench in the system, but they haven't been able to. Coconut has stepped up. First Killer has been the First Killer he always is. You know you're going to get from him every time. And look at Coconut, 814 score. He had 3 goals, 6 shots. It was First Killer who was setting him up this time around.
I think this has to be the first time Coconut has outscored First Killer. It's hard for any of First Killer's teammates in the RLCS to do it, let alone in a Creative Pro 2v2. So a fantastic game there from Coconut, stepping up when the team needs him. And as we said, it feels like the tournament is trending this way. The 2 undefeated teams out of groups to make the grand final. Bear and Mountain could play upset again to 100 Trees, but so far the 0-3 teams out of groups ended up dropping out first. And could we have the 2-3-0 teams? Could we have 100 Trees joining Little Step Bros in the grand final? Well, we might be 5 minutes away. We might be 1 game away from finding out. However, I have doubted Bear and Mountain in the past, Fear, and I have been very wrong. These guys can certainly swing momentum in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. But talking about Little Step Bros as well, who I've been waiting for a bit now because we've been following this lower bracket with the stream, I see that AJ and Alpha Cap, they're grinding out some 1v1 practice against each other. So they're staying fresh. They're staying fresh. Whatever team shows up to play them, these guys are going to be ready to go. And I think if I had to pick which of the 2 have the best chance, it probably is a 100 Trees team that is on form. And it seems like they have been. They have 1 more game to finish off. But Kronovi, I mean, we talked about, Coconut said that Kronovi had the best match he's ever had. I'm assuming he was including all of RLCS as well. So that means Kronovi's peaking. And so we might see him pop off and try and bring his team back.
Yeah, I think that might be a bit of recency bias, however, in that factor. But here he is again. No, that goes wide. Follow-up Magic Bear. Bear and Mountain starting off. Only way they know how is that aggressive play. That's got them here into the top 3 in the Porsche 911 Turbo Invitational. But so far, as we said, 100 Trees back in control. First Killer's faking everyone out. He's just using that space. Going to be able to grab boost. Trying to play the long game. Magic Bear not quite falling for it. Kronovi throws it on net. Coconut is awkward, but does make the touch. First Killer. Kronovi's a bit slow. Tries to get 2, but Magic Bear's got it. Coconut's in trouble. He's going high. He's got a reset in behind him. Follow up and saves his own shot. Puts it wide.
Yeah, Coconut's doing enough. I mean, I talked about it in a previous series. Sometimes it's those pro versus creator matchups that the pro is able to farm a few easy goals, but Coconut's not making it easy. I mean, that's what leads Magic Bear to having to get the reset to get it over the top of him, and just barely couldn't finish it out. And that's all you need to do. All you need to do is enough when you've got the superstar on your team, and Coconut has honestly been doing enough, and maybe even a bit more, as First Killer is going to make this nice and easy for Coconut. He decides to play it slow. He could have maybe tried to chip it over the top, but when you have First Killer on your team, maybe you just go up, get a 50, keep the ball around the net, and First Killer will figure it out.
Yeah, I was smoke screen, so I think everyone else was, but Magic Bear just flying across net. First Killer had a completely open shot after the demo. A smart play from Coconut. We don't often see those fakes coming through and opting for the physicality. First Killer certainly not known for his bump plays, more just his ability to outpace, beat his own opponents, but there's a great 50 again. Kronovi's in trouble. Can the shot come through? As Magic Bear does land on it. Kronovi now going to try and walk this one to the side. Another great 50 from First Killer. And you said it perfectly, Fear. I mean, First Killer with anyone is good enough if he's on to just 1v2. But I mean, when Coconut's on, as we saw last game, this team should be able to beat anyone. He's certainly stepping up Coconut for the creator side of things. And certainly pulling his weight. Now they're 3 minutes away from potentially a grand final against Lil Step Bros, who are yet to face each other. However, a great touch from Kronovi. What can Barren Mountain do? They need to get it down the other end. Coconut, though, grabbing all the boost. He's going to be able to run this one back. Leaves the 100 for first killer as well. That's a synergy you need at this stage of the tournament.
Coconut did enough here. Oh, Magic Bear actually cutting First Killer off from being able to set up a dribble. I was going to say he did enough because First Killer was very likely to get an air dribble off that wall against retreating defenders. Magic Bear saw that coming, and so he just disrupted the start in order to make sure he didn't have to defend against First Killer, and it was a crucial defensive move. But right now, they need a little bit more than defense. They're down one. Crow tried to pass it ahead to Magic, but it was just a little bit too far ahead. But you could tell just First Killer's car language. He is not feeling great about this situation, but he does have some boost. And he will slam this to the ceiling. And now Kronovi is going to look for Magic Bear. He's just going to tap it directly at Coconut. I don't know if he thought maybe Coconut was going to try and pre-read the pass and leave the net, but Coconut does stay glued to the ground, and Crow just gives it right to him.
Yeah, I think Kronovi zigged when he should have zagged there. Just didn't quite make the right decision, but here is Coconut, however. 1:48 now. There's 100 trees, as we said. They don't have to do much. First Killer in this situation knows that, but he wants one more. He's got to reset off the ceiling. He's faking everyone out. Almost blocked Crow, but it does block Crow, but it doesn't quite on the back of the net. Coconut still throwing it to First Killer. Kronovi's up. Where is Magic Bear? This is where his team needs him. It's blocked out by First Killer. Kronovi backs off here. This could be big trouble. Does get a huge clear, though. Is Coconut gone? Where is he? Gets the touch. Gets blocked out. First Killer back as well. 100 trees. Well, they're trying to get one more. They're certainly not looking to sit in defense, sit in net. So we're approaching 1 minute left, but Barren Mountain need to score.
First Killer has done a really good job of staying aggressive, and sometimes it seems like overcommitting, but his recoveries have always been enough in order to make sure that he doesn't leave Coconut completely stranded. And a little bit of that's credit to Coconut as well, but sometimes you might see creators play super passively as they get worried about thinking they have to hold the line themselves, but that hasn't been the case for First Killer. He's relied on his speedy recoveries, and Coconut right now is going to get this to the midfield for First Killer. It's going to be a hard one to control. The way he tries to do it is with a reset, but it doesn't work out. First Killer turning again, talking about the aggression. He's going to put another one on. My goodness, First Killer seems like he's playing angry, and he gets him a 2-0 lead.
50 was ridiculous. I mean, Magic Bear tried to get him at First Killer so fast as well, and just gets a bar down. Just jumps instantly, bar down. Thank you. Thanks for coming. 100 trees, 2-0 now for here. I feel like this could be all over unless a crazy kickoff strat happens, but we haven't really seen too many kickoff strats from Barren Mountain besides just a regular fake. So they don't opt for that, but now they're running out of time as Kronovi needs to find time. That's a great pass. Surely this is it. Coconut, great save. Kronovi follow up, but Coconut has saved everyone. Magic Bear, can he get one? First Killer's up. Great touch. Kronovi just trying to do anything, but he's walking it into his own net. Tries to cut this Psycho. Doesn't get the power, but this looks to be it.
They did it. First Killer and Coconut. They held off Barren Mountain. They have proved to be them. The question is, can they do it again against an Alpha Cap and an AJ who have looked amazing and are certainly taking it fully seriously in this grand final?
GG's. The two best teams out of the round robin groups will be into the grand final. Barren Mountain put up a good fight. They took them down in the upper bracket, but the rematch went the way of 100 trees here in the lower final. And now we just have the grand final waiting in the wings. As you said, Lil Stepbro has been playing ones against each other. They've been cooking up, trying to keep